Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today, this is going to be my April wrap-up, and I was determining whether or not I was even going to do this because I've just been so busy, and a lot of people seen what I did in April, which was really, I didn't have much of a tarot practice because I got rid of close to about 100 decks. I still have some remaining. However, I do have a couple going to a couple other people. But all in all, I am so pleased with myself and my ability to release a lot of my collection. I still have a large collection, and probably within the months coming, there's going to be more releasing of other decks. We'll see, right? That means I did a bunch of decks. I have done some walkthroughs, but they are unlisted on my channel. Some have not been even released in the... I've done them. They're unlisted, but I haven't put them in the playlist yet because they're not available on Make Playing Cards yet. So I do want to show you the decks that I worked on in April because I couldn't talk. Because all I was doing was coughing. So here's one of them. And it's called Darkness Falls. And I'm just going to show you these briefly. Because I do have walkthroughs, or there will be walkthroughs available. Some of these are already on my playlist. My creation playlist, and are available on Make Playing Cards if you want them. But this one's Darkness Falls Tarot deck. Maybe get a little bit closer. And it is, I love it. In those walkthroughs, because I purchased this art from a lady on Etsy. I think it was a lady. I'm not sure, actually. Yes, it is a lady. And I did specifically ask her whether or not these are AI generated. And she also uses, which I didn't put in the listing because on Make Playing Cards, you only have so much allowed space, characters for your descriptions. So I just put that they are AI generated decks. But she also used Photoshop and a few other things, and I think that she did these on Canva. I could be wrong, I don't know, but I bought them from her. And down below, and even on the listings, I have put where the shop is, so if you want to go and check it out. Okay, but this is one of them, and I just love it. I think it's gorgeous. And this one's going to be available. It's not available yet. I've sent it in for approval, but I sent in for a whole bunch of approval at the same time because I am offering different features. So each one, in order to do that, I wish they would just let the person choose when they're checking out, but they don't. So, or at least that I know of. So I've got a one that comes in a custom tin, one that comes in linen with the custom tin with black gilding. I've got one that comes in the linen, the premium linen. I've got one that comes in the superior smooth, and I've got one that comes in the standard smooth, which is $7 cheaper. It's a different cardstock, so I've put that as the economy version. So that's one of them that I did in April and received it in April. Another one that I updated, another version of, and allowed it in a tin, a custom tin. It's been a really popular one. People are loving this one. And it's a Gothic Tale Tarot. And there's the custom tin, which I love. But I did change the backs. These are more white with the taupey gold with the black. There's more contrast in the backs of these. This is in a gold gilding. And I put a black border on these. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's also a very extremely thin gold line around it. And this is linen. But I've also released this, and they're all available now in different versions. One is gilded with the tin, one is in the tin with no gilding, one is linen, one is superior smooth, and one is economy. But this one, these are called the dark version because the borders are black instead of like the taupey borders. And I think they just look amazing. I love it so much. And I love the tin. And I just think that these just shuffle so beautifully, even with the gilding. It's just beautiful. So that's another one that I updated and also released and is available in several different versions on Make Playing Cards. And then another new one that I created from scratch and have printed out, and it's now available in several different versions on Make Playing Cards. It's the Matrix Time Oracle. So it's a whole deck based around timing. These are the backs. This version is gilded with the blue because all of these are like blue or purple and gold. So 6th century, last summer, last spring, next summer. And I put like clocks in all of this artwork as well. And then I did this in the bottom. There's just many different layers to these. It's not just putting the art in. I added other elements to each card, like collage essentially. But this art also, this original art right here is AI generated. I purchased the art. It's like, I got it off of Etsy. It's for people that do like the scrapbooking, but I uploaded them because you are allowed to sell them in print. A lot of the scrapbooks that you find are with the AI art and stuff. And so I did specifically ask to make sure. And yes, this is AI, except for the other elements. Like this is not the background. I put it in, and the clocks are not. A time of growth, 16th century. It goes from 1st century all the way up to the 21st century. There's seasonal, time of change. There's all the months, January through December. The time is now, a week ago, 9th century, next month. So there's like monthly, there's weekly, witching hour, tomorrow, next spring, or this summer, next autumn, midnight hour, because the midnight hour and the witching hour are different. Most of you probably do know that. The months, this was from a past life. This was a transformational time. Still those residual coughs. A year ago. Antediluvian, for those that don't know that word, it means pre-flood. June, May, next week, 3rd century, next year, 21st century, 13th century, 12th. Another timeline. Oh, that's the main title card. 20th century, next winter, a time to heal. 17th, 18th, yesterday, August, outside of time. So it's not part of the time matrix. 15th century, July, this winter. Distant past, which was DC or BCE, before Earth, and 11th century. Now the thing is, if you're doing like past life work and ancestry work and stuff like that, the 1st century through the 21st century, You can also, especially if you're getting something, if you get two cards that come up at the same time, or if you know that you've already narrowed it down to a BCE and you're trying to get to Century, you can still use these cards as in BCE as well, before Common Era. So, but if you did get the before Common Era card as well as one of these, then you would know that it was actually like the 11th century BCE, right? So, I think there's 60 cards in this. I can't remember for sure. Let me count them really quick. Okay, there's 68 cards or 69 cards with the title. Okay, with the title card. And as I said, not all of them come in with the gilding, but I wanted to make it also available with the gilding and also with the custom tins, which I adore. And they are more expensive. You pay for every little feature that you get. That's why I wanted to offer several different versions. So that was another one. Eventually, I'm going to get all of my decks with the tins and with the gilding. I mean, why not? Another one that I released is Magical Life Tarot. This one is available, and there's a full walkthrough available unlisted on my channel. And yes, this is also AI art, and in the listing it is AI, but this is the same shop. She uses different things for the AI, as well as her own like manipulating after it comes out of the AI. So the stuff she does is just so beautiful. And her shop, like I said, and a link to her shop is listed in these walkthroughs. And as well as on the Make Playing Cards website, I name her shop. So another one, which is also available on Make Playing Cards. I was busy in April. Busy doing stuff that I could do because I could barely talk. So this one is called and where's the title card? This is the Vintage Victorian. So yes, this is AI, same artist. However, I did put the edging on it and then the other around it, the extra edging, like the filigree. Yeah, here's the title card. And this also comes in the different options with the tin, with the gilding. It's just so beautiful. Oh, and here's the backs to this one. I forgot to show you the backs to the other ones really quick. So here's the back to A Magical Life. And that's like her signature from the lady that created the deck. And then the other one, the Darkness Falls, that's the back for that. And then I don't know if I showed you the back of these. Oh yeah, I did, okay. So just beautiful, just beautiful. As I said with all these, I love these decks so much. I see the art and I want them for myself. So I figure if I have the opportunity to sell them, and people have shown that they really like them, even though they are AI generated. Not everybody feels the same way about AI generated decks. And you know, I had a comment, and it is valid, don't get me wrong, it is definitely valid. That's why I believe in being very transparent about whether or not a deck that I am putting out or that I have created has any kind of AI technology in it, because I don't want somebody to be surprised. I want to be very transparent about it. But I know one of the biggest things is whether or not you're stealing somebody's art. I do think that there are ethical things involved in AI art. Don't get me wrong, I do. If it is actually making a copy of somebody's work, or even if somebody is putting in like an image and it being like really, really close, because I did that on one of the decks, the fairy one, I think, because you can do that through Canva now, because Canva has the AI, and that's what I've used all along is Canva. And they have the AI. And I put in one of the images because I wanted to have some dark skin stuff in some of these decks also. And I mean, it looked almost identical. Granted, it was AI art. That's why I think that this person actually created the decks using AI technology through Canva. And Canva has their own like database for like public art or art that they have purchased from creators in order to use it, right? So, but I mean, it looked identical other than the other things that I added to it. So that's why I didn't do it. I didn't add it because it wasn't mine. And I know that there's issues about whether or not you can copyright other AI art. But I just didn't even want to go there, right? But I also see that AI technology can be very beneficial. Let's say that you are an artist who's done a body full of work and maybe you can't do it anymore because your hands are, arthritic or whatever. And so that you input your own stuff into that AI technology and it creates more art with your vision and your own techniques into the creation, right? So I think it comes down to ethics of the person, if I'm being honest. And I don't think that it's just as cut and dry. I don't think that somebody's less spiritual if you're using AI. And another thing that I want to address about that, because I did have someone come in and comment, but you know what? The people that want to judge other people for using AI art, especially artists, and I understand this, but how many of your decks do you think that I have purchased? How many of my decks have you purchased? Support goes both ways, okay? I'm just putting it out there. Support goes both ways. And not all of my decks, the very first bit of my decks, none of them were AI generated. None of them. They were me finding art or public domain art and putting them together. So, as I said, support goes more than just way. It's not just so cut and dry. So here's another one that I did. Ancient Chinese tarot deck. I just seen it and I thought it was absolutely stunning. Now, a lot of these things have been fixed. This is another one that I'm waiting on approval. There's a little bit of a border up on the top and bottom. That's been corrected. But this is absolutely stunning. And let's not assume if somebody is buying AI generated art that they're still not also going to support artists as well. The only thing that I really have a major issue is if you can prove that it is stealing somebody else's art. Yes, I most definitely have an issue with that. But I think that comes down to personal ethics, not the use of AI technology. Because I don't think all AI, even programs, were created that way. Maybe in the beginning, because I did see a lawsuit for a few of them. The AI generated programs. I'm having difficulty finding my words. Oh my gosh. But yes, so gorgeous. This also comes in all of the different, or will when it's available. Oh, and that's the backs. Will be available in all the different features. And then one other one, and this one has already been released. This is a bag from Debbie over at Debbie's Witchy Vlog. Love her so much. I'll show that in a minute, but this is another one. It's called High Elf Tarot Deck. Also from Lunera Art, which is in the walkthrough for this. And on the listing, yes, this is AI generated along with whatever else software she uses to create it all. And it's just stunning. This deck is just stunning. I wanted it. I seen the artwork and I'm like, I'm going to make it for myself. I might as well also make it available. I even love the edging on it. This one I kept a border on it. Green, it wasn't there. And then these are the backs. And every single card, if you look, has the blue butterflies in them. Every single one of them. So I thought it was just very appropriate. This is also available on Make Playing Cards in several different versions now. Like with the custom tin and the gilding. The gilding is a green, I believe I did for this one. So that's all the decks. Wow, I'm sorry that this was so long. But I did a lot of stuff like that. And I did another one too that I don't even have the deck. I just simply cannot afford to get it right now. But it's available. And it's a beautiful Lenormand. Also from the same creator. But I wanted to show you beautiful Debbie, who I was talking about at Debbie's Witchy Vlog. She went through and created a bunch of journals. And oh my gosh, I had to. I just love her so much. She's such a beautifully supportive lady, and I love giving support right back. I love supporting other people. And that's what I mean by support runs both ways. So even if you are against like buying AI art, the very first several of my decks were not AI generated. My Two Love of Spreads decks, none of that is AI. My the Love one, Shades of Love, the original and the expansion, none of that's AI. My 13 sign astrology deck, none of it's AI. My Victorian Matrix is not AI at all. My Answers or Ask the Universe deck or Answers from the Universe, I can't even remember the name of it. None of that's AI. My Geomancy deck, none of that's AI. So yeah, it goes both ways. So anyways, this is so gorgeous. I just want to show you briefly. I'm not sure how many she's got left. She made a whole bunch and went through quite a few of them really quickly. Sorry. I still got the residual cough. Oh my gosh. It is so good and just so beautiful. Love it. And oh my gosh, this is all fabric and the lace and the little charms. It's just, I love it. The bow, everything. They're just stunning. And then this one also, same kind of insides, just absolutely stunning. I will put a link down below to her Ko-fi shop and to her channel. Go and check her out if you get a chance. But these are a steal. I'm telling you, these are a steal if she's got any left. But I think she's going to be making more. But on top of sending me those, I mean, I paid for them, but they were, like I said, they were a steal. She also sent me this that she made. Is that not the most beautiful? Oh my gosh. She just sent it along. I'm like, you got to be making money on this. She's like, no, I just got to go through my, my crafty stuff. And this one, it's so gorgeous. She is such a beautiful, she is such a beautiful lady. So, I want to show just a few of the decks. My sister gave this to me. I think it's absolutely stunning. It is a little bit hard to use just because of, sorry if you can hear the dryer. Let me pause for a minute. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. We'll see. Just because of how long these are, there's absolutely, I can't even shuffle these like this. So it has to be like the waterfall side. And she said she just really didn't connect with it. And this is definitely, I mean, it's definitely AI art. But I think it's just stunning. Just absolutely stunning. And it goes with some of the other decks. So this is one that I have really enjoyed. Even though I was, no, okay, hopefully, hopefully it's done. Even though I enjoyed working with it a little bit, I didn't do tons of tarot this last month just because of being sick, as well as clearing out all of my tarot stuff. And that was a lot of work. So I did do like 4 different spreads during the month with it, but honestly, I didn't do much else. And you guys have already seen all that spread because I did it for, you know, camera. But this deck, I'm still just so in love with this deck. And I forgot to bring it down. I love Courtney's Oracle, Dreadful Oracle. I love it so much. I accidentally left it upstairs. But, oh my gosh. And that's another, I mean, Courtney put in her own art as a concept into then the AI generating with, of course, her like prompts as well as what she was looking for. But she's an artist also that draws and stuff like that. So, you know, it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then, of course, the other one, the Rooted Remembrance Tarot. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So those were really, other than I did release the Beltane, it's been done for like a month and I just never did the walkthrough because I was so preoccupied with other stuff. The walkthrough is unlisted on my channel if you want to see the Beltane. And I am going to go through all of those and put more options for all those decks as well. What I mean is having in the tins, the custom tins if you want, and gilding if you want. And I did that because my sister, she's seen it on like the Matrix deck and she goes, can you please make that available so that other people can do it? I'm like, but Carla, it's so much more expensive. She goes, I don't care. I would rather have all those features on it. I'm like, okay. So that's why you're going to see like 6 different versions of each deck because I'm given the different options for people, including a more economical version with just the standard smooth cardstock because it's like, I think like $7 cheaper just for the cardstock itself. So just roughly, I'm not even going to put pictures in anything because this has already been super long as it is. I want to talk about the shows that I watched. Just briefly, 1923. Oh my gosh. Okay. I loved it so much. Every week, my husband and I were just like, we couldn't wait till the next episode dropped. And I was so like on the edge of my seat waiting for Spencer and Alexandra to get back with each other again and meet up. And then the ending. Oh my gosh. I just literally wanted to kick the creator or the writer or whoever, I can't remember his name, Taylor Sheridan. I just wanted to kick him right where the sun don't shine after the ending, the last episode, okay? I was just like distraught. Just distraught for like a week, distraught. Just pissed me off totally, but I still loved it, okay? But you should have guessed that from a Taylor Sheridan because a lot of his stuff is like, gosh, it's so gritty and there's so much loss in it, but it's so good. Mobland is another one that Jim and I started watching, my hubby. And that's just like Irish or a couple London like crime families, right? It's really good. Bondsman, we just finished that with Kevin Bacon, and he died, went to hell because of what he did. They brought him back so that he can fight demons and send them back to hell because they're escaping. Really good. Loved it. Wheel of Time, loved that, watched that. I love the whole storyline. I might consider reading the books. I don't know, because there's a whole lot of them and they're super long, so I don't know. But I do love the storyline so much. If you've read any of the Wheel of Time books, let me know. Is it worth my time to read them? Do you think that it's a whole lot different than the show? And I know normally they are. The Studio, that's another one that we're watching with, I don't remember his name, but it's good. It's not my favorite. My husband likes it more than I do, but it's funny. It's a good comedy. They work at like a movie studio. So it's like behind the scenes of what happens, but it's a comedy. We watched a little bit of Reacher. On Prime, the series, but we are watching other stuff, so we haven't really watched too much more of it, but we will. I watch, of course, the Gaia channel. I love, like, Regina Meredith, Open Minds. I love Cosmic Disclosure with Emery Smith, and a lot of the other shows that are on there, like Ancient, like they're all like paranormal and sci-fi and stuff like that series, and spiritual. I love it. House of David, that's another one that I've watched quite a few episodes of. So it's the story of like David and Goliath and David, from the Bible. Another series I haven't watched too much of, but a little bit of. And also when I was down and sick, I would lay in bed and just watch stuff. So I watched a lot of stuff. I just like blew through stuff. Fallen, that's another one, a series based on the books. The Last Anniversary, that's another one I've been watching. It's an Australian family, and there's a mystery behind like a baby being abandoned and people being murdered. A young woman inherits a house, and they're trying to uncover all the stuff. It's really good. Three Women, that is another series that I watched, and I can't remember if I already told you guys about that, but it was just really good, and that was on Netflix, I think. And then Black Mirror, that series has been really, really good. Movies that I watched, The First Omen, I thought that was pretty good. I think that the child that she had was actually Damien, but it was a young, like, she was getting ready to become a full-fledged sister, ordained or whatever. I don't even know the terminology for it, but it shows the sinister stuff behind the scenes of how that all came about. So that was pretty cool. My Fault, which is like a racing show and brother and sister, but this one was London edition. I thought that was really good. Another one I watched was Drop with the guy who played Spencer from 1923. That was really good. I enjoyed it. Another one with Nicole Kidman is Holland, and I can't remember if I seen that the month before and already told you guys about it. I thought it was pretty good. She was married to a serial killer, didn't know it, and yada, yada, yada. Books that I finished in April was When He Was Wicked, which is another one in the series by Julia Quinn, which is all based around Bridgerton. This one has to do with Francesca, the daughter Francesca, and when her husband, well, I don't want to say too much because the seasons have come out, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody that's watching the season. So it's Francesca, okay? So Another one I did finish. I think I had 3 hours left to the book, which was the 5th one in the A Court of Thorns and Roses, that series. It was A Court of Silver Flames. That one was more around like Cassian and Nesta. It was so good. That's by Sarah J. Maas. So I finished that one. I also finished Iron Flame, which was the second one in the series, Fourth Wing, in April, the beginning of April. And then I also finished Onyx Storm, which was the 3rd book in the series, by Rebecca Yarros. I love the series so much. It's killing me to wait for the next books. I also have been listening to The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. I've also been listening to the Bhagavad Gita. And I have just recently started Quicksilver. I just started it by Callie Hart. So hopefully that's decent. And so the other thing that I really want to talk about is just like rudeness. Rudeness in, good God, man. And social media. Rudeness. So I had somebody also on Instagram yesterday comment on my second edition of Love of Spreads Oracle. And their first comment was, is it all AI? And I replied, none of it is AI. And then they questioned it again and came back with, really? Interesting. It's really it's really interesting because all of your decks look like they're AI generated. So instantly they're already not listening to what I'm saying and they're questioning me. And so I went through and answered what all of them were, and I did it in a few because I forgot. I put out a lot of decks, okay? So I forgot, and then they come back with, well, and I have it on my phone, and I'm recording on my phone, so I don't have the exact verbiage, but just essentially that, okay, well, seeing as how you're answering like you're being passive aggressive, and I've decided I'm not going to buy from you at all because you're putting out these decks with ego. And I said, let's be honest here. Your very first question that you even asked me was passive aggressive because you're automatically assuming, okay, that there was AI in it instead of being, I don't know, somebody with manners and saying, can you tell me whether or not there's any AI in this deck? Instead of how much AI or is it all AI? That's passive aggressive right out of the gate. It's the same difference as somebody putting out a post that says, well, I don't think that most people are going to respond to this, but if you do, blah, 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 blah. Why would I respond to a post like that if you're automatically assuming that I'm not going to? It's passive aggressive. Okay, and then the next comment saying, well, that's so interesting. They all look AI. I'm confused now. If you speak to a content creator or you speak to a deck creator and then they started to say something like, if you are putting out decks or something, I just blocked at that moment because you know what? I don't care if I do create decks. I don't care if I am selling something to somebody. If you come off to me rude, you better expect you're going to get it right back. I am not a pushover. Not going to happen. Okay? If that means that you think I'm a and you're not going to buy my stuff, I didn't want you buying it anyways. Okay? You think I make big money off of those? I do not. All right? It's not worth being browbeat in order to sell a deck. So, move along. And I blocked you, okay? Also, I did want to say thank you to everybody who did do the top 11 favorite current decks or current, I don't even remember what it was. And I have tried to respond to as many as I can. I did notice a lot of people who did it never even came over and commented on my video. So I didn't comment on yours either, unless of course I know that you're new and you probably didn't know that that was like kind of like proper etiquette, unless etiquette is changing, and that's good to know. Good to know. So, but thank you for everybody who joined in. I enjoyed very much seeing everybody's deck, and no pressure kind of thing. And I'll probably do it again because it's always changing, right? I mean, it could change like 5 minutes later. So, and then the last thing, when it comes to rudeness and entitlement to talk to people in certain manners. So, you guys seen my post in my community tab, and this person was extremely abusive in their comment to me. It just belittling, gaslighting. If you think that you're going to get away with talking to me in that manner, and you're going to make me bow down to your judgment of me, think again, honey. Not going to happen. I come across kind because I am kind and I am supportive, but I'm also not going to allow somebody to browbeat me. You think that you're superior to me, and in the manner that you did it, it is disgusting. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So, I know that this turned really bad at the end, and I am so sorry, you guys, but just lately it seems like people are just coming out of the woodwork and just being more and more rude and entitled and feeling like they can talk to people in any manner, and it's just okay. And that if you sell decks, or if you're in public, or if you have a private conversation, that it's okay for people to treat you that way, and it's just not. And I'm not that person to treat like that, because I won't take it. And I hope that you don't either. And this work that we're going to be doing in May, talking about, like, you know, righteous anger and sacred rage, and embracing your femininity and embracing your dark femininity. I hope many people become empowered by this. This work is going to be so good. I know some of the things that Courtney is planning for us behind the scenes, and I hope that you join in too, okay? I really, really do, because I want everybody to feel empowered to be their truest self and speak their mind when somebody has wronged them. So, thank you for spending this time with me. And I am sending you love. Thank you.